Hello, this is Mesh, and welcome to some beta gameplay of a title called Conquerors Blade. Now this is a interesting title. It's for me it's a mixture of an MMO and a game, I guess, similar to Chivalry, or even if you want to say Mountain Blade as well. So what we have is we have a base, which is called Valhalla, which everyone goes to. So they can get quests. You can build an army. See here, this is the loading screen to a battle. So within here, I can add my rangers. So these are my units that I have. You can build on these. You can upgrade them. Same with your armor. So you can get more armor. You can get better weaponry. You can choose your class that you play. So it's an interesting combination of a few games, I find. But I guess the closest thing I can compare it to is an MMO crossed with Mountain Blade. So you are you have that interaction with other people all the time in the home base of Valhalla and the town, and it also has an open world. I haven't explored that too much, but that seems more like a way to travel. You travel in the open world, but it's not so much an area where you do much fighting. You're traveling to a location to own it and to fight there. Anyway, it is. So we have to protect these villagers against waves of enemies. So what we can do, so we can place this is our kind of our squadron behind us. So we can tell them to defend this area here. So I'll tell them to defend those stairs, and I can leave them there, and they'll happily work away. So here we go. Wave 1 is coming in 2 seconds. So it's definitely an interesting combination of fighting with. You've got multiple different components of controlling an army, and also meleeing your own character. So as you can see down here, we have some enemies, so I'll rush towards the enemy and try and get some kills. But I'll leave my troops back there. Hopefully they'll be able to defend the... I think they're actually already dead. Okay, so they'll be coming from another direction, I assume. Let's just keep an eye on... Oh, there we go. Okay, so they're coming from the other side. So, and those guys dispatched the enemy there. So Legion 2 is coming from this side. Here we go. It looks pretty cool. Visually, it's a cool looking game. So let's charge in with these guys. It was a good chop there. So yeah, it's got a good combination of different components. Got to chop down these. When you're trying to mount an attack on a castle like this one, so if you're attacking, you can control the ladders you put up against the wall. You're controlling battering rams and stuff like that. It's a good combination of many facets of old warfare, and not just the singular one. But is it going to do enough? Yeah, I guess that's the question. Is it enough? Is it doing it all well enough that it's going to be a good game? Obviously, it's hard to make a call like that in a beta stage, but it's definitely got potential. There's definitely flaws that I've picked up on. One thing would be, this is not nitpicking. Remember, this is beta, so what I've seen and what you would see is, early stages of the game, and there's going to be a lot that changes, and a lot of things aren't finished. But just, I guess, initially, straight off the bat, what I'm seeing, it's Chinese developers. So they're catering for it looks more like a Chinese audience, and that's perfectly fine. But I'm just finding my latency against the Chinese players is massive. So if I'm in a match with primarily Chinese players, I have no hope in hell of actually getting a kill because they're teleporting everywhere. And that's just the reality of games across, obviously across the world. But it's just, maybe they need to region lock it so we don't have big issues like that. This match is not too bad. These guys are seeming to have not too high latency. And there's a few things like this as well. I guess it seems like it's an in-depth game, which is very good, which is what I like. But at the moment, the tutorial isn't the best. And also, sometimes there's a bit of a language barrier. But this is all beta, so this can all be easily ironed out. Just something to bear in mind. Also, once again, with any game like this, that you have to be wary of if it's primarily online, is the game going to have a community? Obviously, what comes first, the chicken or the egg? But charge in here and try and get some of these guys. That was good. Oh, I'm off my horse. Okay, so I'm down. I can recall my horse, but just get a bit of melee combat in. So as you can see, down the bottom, that is my abilities bar. So I have 3 abilities at the moment. One's like a big chop forward. One is a kind of a pushback, and the other one is a massive sweep, which is really powerful. Okay, so let's get my horse back. And I can't. Okay, my horse may have died. That's alright, we'll just stay on foot for a while. It has a great potential. I can see it being really good, especially for the Mountain Blade players that like controlling a large amount of troops. And also just the fact that you can upgrade them. You can choose cavalry, you can choose pikemen, you can choose crossbows. You know, it's a good amount of customization there. And the same with your character. So you can have multiple classes. You can be a swordsman, you can be like I'm or you could be like my guy with a massive axe, or you could be a bow and arrow. You know, there's also muskets in here. So there's a lot of customization across the board. So it has many interesting points. Oh look, we can all actually go over here and heal. So you can change your unit. So we can pick another unit if we so wish. But that's fine. I like my my swordsman sitting there. These guys got some really powerful cavalry, so that's fine. I'm just kind of assisting because I am a low level at the moment. I've been struggling to get on this game just because of the cycle of the patching that they seem to do. They patch it right when it's prime time for me to play. So every time I go to play the game, it would patch and be offline. But that's alright. We got to expect these things if we're in a very early access beta type of game. Okay, Wave 3 is coming very soon. I'm definitely preferring the PvE matches like this one, just because of that latency issue. You know, I'm not seeing the latency versus other players, which is it's a real killer. But once again, that will hopefully be fixed if they go regional matches. So let's get my troops to defend here, and let's charge into battle. I want to do my big sweep. These cavalrymen just really make short work of these troops they're sending in. Let's see what levels they are. Yeah, so we got some level 40s with us, and yeah, there seems to be a big difference. And also that will probably be another thing as well. Sometimes you go against someone who is clearly very high level, and you don't generally stand much of a chance. But that just might be me and my lack of knowledge of the game. Here we go, wave coming in 5 seconds. I do really like it. I like the scale of this game. I think it's impressive, especially when I had a... Oh, okay, it's coming this way. Let's just put some bit of defense down here. So it's easy as well. You can see bottom left there, so I can say follow me, or I can say assault or defend. So let's tell them to defend there. That's pretty good. But I had a fantastic match. It was assaulting a castle, and just the scale of it. When you see 10 players with their 10, you know, their 10 squadrons or their 10 legions, whatever you want to call them, it looks impressive. And you add on top of that people firing trebuchets, firing flaming arrows. It looks really cool. The scale is very impressive, and when it works well. Just that latency again kind of destroyed it when it came down to the combat versus other people. But just the potential of having wars like this on this scale, for me, is exciting. I like the idea. Okay, look, there's some troops down here. Let's call my troops in. See, we can get a bit of combat down here before the horsemen dispatch them all. There we go, and they're dead. So this is nice and easy. This is perfect to show you what it's all about. I may do another video on some player versus player components. Okay, look, I better actually get behind my troops here. There we go. So it does feel, the combat does feel good. Feels in this point here. Actually, I need to retreat or I'm gonna die. Oh no. I died. When you're in amongst it like that, it feels powerful, so that's good. But once again, it's just hard to get a real grasp on that when you have that latency. But I definitely am excited to see where this game goes. Once again, I could do another video if you like this. I could do another video on more of a player versus player component. Let's see here. So I ate most of my mercenaries. The swordsman died, so I've 8 out of 32 left. So let's move on to my spearmen, and let's see if we can do some more damage. I've got my horse back here. There'll be many intricacies that I'm unaware of as well. I don't claim to be a master of this game. I've seen some of these players that have been playing it for the last week intensely, and they have that higher level, and obviously they're very skilled. But I've really struggled with my timing on this, unfortunately. But I think I've got a good grasp of the basics, just to show you what it's all about, which is my goal here, which is just to kind of inform you of this game and what it's all about, and how grand it could be if it works. If you get the community behind it, if the community picks up, it would be really cool. I just fear that that's my biggest thing, is that region issue of latency, because that could really kill the game. Because this game, the whole thing is about the scale, having 10 versus 10, everyone with the legion, and it would be fantastic. But if everyone is struggling with latency, I don't think it will be fun. So there's just I've seen people say the same thing in the comment section in the chat, that this game is not good because they can't fight because they're just getting destroyed by latency. Okay, let's put those troops there. Okay, so here they come. I've put my pikemen there. Oh no, I'm down already. I need to retreat. Okay, so I will regen a little bit of health. Yeah, we need some cavalry here to assist us. It's pretty cool. See my how my troops are there. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, to get the cavalry to take out there they go. They got the cavalry taking out the archers at the back, and then we can just dispatch these remaining foes. And it works well. I mean, that's really cool. My troops are still there. They put their shields up and they held the ground. So that was really... and now I just kind of waited for some cavalry to assist. And it really worked. It was very nice. That guy's taking a real beating. That's amazing. Wow. Some super soldier. But see that my troops are still here, and they added a nice little shield wall protecting from the archers. So it's a really cool. It's easy to do. So let's follow me, guys, and let's go. Let's go find another front to fight. So that was a really nice combination, real good synergy between the troops there, and add that to the scale versus player versus player. Okay, so they've got a couple of enemy horses in here, so we probably want to make sure they're not actually getting up here. So let's put them on defense. And there we go. That was victory. So that was a 15-minute PvP, just holding off. It was a really good example of... We saw that gameplay there where I put the soldiers up in defensive mode. We saw the cavalry come in behind as well, take out the archers, which led the enemy to completely cut off. And then we had pikemen following up as well. So it is... once again, there are bugs. This is beta, so we have to take everything with a grain of salt. But it's just, I think the potential here is really good. There's many people that love the Mount & Blade series, and I'm one of them. I really enjoyed that game. I love the idea of charging in there with a whole bunch of troops, which I'm controlling. And this game has that. I'm a bit fearful of latency, and I hope the community builds up enough that we can lock the communities down by region. Therefore, the latency won't be too bad. So have, Europe group, Americas, China, Oceania group. So have these areas where the latency is going to be a lot better. Because at the moment, but then this is a small group of testers, right? So we're going to get stuff like this. But if so, go exit this screen and we go back to Valhalla, which is where we get quests. So the quests here aren't so much go and kill these things. It's more level up. The quest is almost a tutorial of how to be introduced to it all. So quests like go and talk to this guy to upgrade your swordsman and things like that. So that's how they're doing the tutorial at the moment. I mean, I guess it works, but it would be good as well to maybe open a menu and have a help section here where it lists these things. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about this game. Once again, if you guys let me know if you want me to have a PvP match, and I'll show you that content around PvP, maybe even attacking a castle. I think that'd be pretty cool. But for now, I should leave this little video here as this has gone on long enough. Let me know your feedback below. Subscribe for future content around possibly this game, and obviously reviews in the future for other games, and just general gaming of up and coming titles. Let me know some feedback, and until next time, this is Mesh, and I'll see you later.